Nevada Virtual Academy, we have another problem to solve for the proficiency exam or for the SAT. As you notice, there are no options in here, so you definitely have to figure out a way and steps to solve it. Consider the function f of x equals x squared minus 5x minus 14. Which of the numbers in the chart are zeros of the functions? Select yes or no in each row. And what you have in here is, the famous t-table, right? Which basically asks you to see if for all these inputs, which are referring to your x, so this column here is your x, your y is 0, right? Because that's what 0 of the function means. You're looking for what inputs, what values of your x will make this f of x 0. Okay? And there are many ways to solve it. One way is to basically plug each one of your numbers here, 2, 7, -2, and -7 into your equation and find out if they equal 0. And you're going to say yes or no. That's the hardest way, right? The easiest way is to write this equation, x squared minus 5x minus 14 equal to 0. And now to think about quicker way to solve this equation. And one easy way will be to see if you can factor this trinomial x squared minus 5x minus 14, right? If this is factorable, the first number in each one of the parentheses is definitely going to be x. Remember the FOIL, you multiply the first numbers and that should give you x squared. So only x times x gives you x squared. Or x squared times 1, but in this case we're looking for x times x. Okay? Next, you're going to check the last term in here. That's 14 and has a negative sign, which means one of the parentheses, one of the binomials here will be plus, x plus something. The other one will be x minus something, right? Next thing, I'm taking my -14 and I'm looking for combinations of factors that multiply, combinations of numbers that multiply to -14, obviously one negative, one positive, but they have to add up to -5, right? And many of you have already able to realize that I'm looking about 2, -7, or 7 and -2, right? The two of them that add up to -5 will be -7 and 2. So -7 times 2 is -14. -7 plus 2 is -5. Now please do not rush and check -7 and 2 into your answers because they may be wrong. And you will realize in a second why I'm saying that. So I have what? X plus 2 times x minus 7 equals 0. Now by the zero product property, this statement here is true only if each one of its factors, and I'm talking about the first one, x plus 2 will be 0, and if x minus 7 will be 0. And this tells you that the first root here, x1, should be equal to 1. If you solve x plus 2 equals 0, you have x1 equal -2. Okay, -2, yes, that's a root. And if you solve the second one, you find out your second root, x sub 2, x2, equals 7. x2 equals 7. Yes, that's a solution. And everything else is not. Okay? And I hope you understand, why and how my steps were in here, were performed in here. Now this is one way, like I said. Another way is to plug in all this 2, 7, -2, -7 into your equation and see if that's 0. The other way is, and maybe you want to try that first. First of all, check if your discriminant, which is what? b squared minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. Because if it's not, then neither one of these 4 numbers is a solution, right? There is no 0 for f of x. You check that and then you will find your x1 and 2, which are what? Minus b plus minus square root of your delta, right? b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, and for the given problem here, a is what? X squared's coefficient, which is 1. B is first degree term coefficient, which is -5. And C is the last term, the free one, right? The free term, -14. And with these values, you can plug them into the quadratic formula and find x1 and x2. Okay? Well, this is one way to solve it, and I hope you guys understand. And you got it, right? You remember those steps from your algebra classes, and you will be able to move on, right? Thank you very much.